What is up, guys? I'm Martin Review, and today I'm going to be talking about why Lemelo Ball is the worst of the balls. He's literally the worst ball of all three balls. I mean, he's just not a very good ball. But anyway, so video is partially because I hate Lemelo, and he's my least favorite ball brother. He's my least favorite balls of the balls. He's my least favorite. He's like the left nut. He's my least favorite balls. But and it's also because I think this is partially fact, and I don't think many people believe this only because of how many points he puts up, but that's because how many shots he put up. But I'll get right into that in the video. So you know what? Without further ado, that's enough of me talking. Let's get right into this video. My first reason is just like the straight up stats. I mean, if you look at the stats, you kind of realize that Lemelo Ball is not as good as Lonzo Ball or even LeAngelo Ball. Like, it's reasonable that he's not as good as the king of the balls, Lonzo Ball. But then you have like the prince of the balls, and you have LeAngelo. But then you have the peasant of the balls, I guess, Lemelo. So I'm gonna get into these facts, and I might be able to change your mind on what my opinion is. Lonzo Ball, he averaged 7.7 rebounds per game, 16.3 points per game, and 9.3 assists per game. And LeAngelo Ball, who is obviously the scorer of the family, so he obviously averages the most points, has 30.3 points per game, 1.2 assists per game, and 1.7 rebounds per game. But then you have Lemelo Ball, who averages 21.5 points per game, so more than Lonzo, but only 1.9 assists per game, and 0.9 rebounds per game. Literally no rebounding whatsoever for Lemelo. He averages more assists, but he's a point guard, so he should average more than assists, and he only averages 0.7 more assists, which is pretty bad. But then you're like, well, I mean, LeAngelo is everybody's excuse, but LeAngelo Ball, like, takes way more shots, and, like, it's just why he scores more. Well, actually, LeAngelo Ball, he might shoot more, but you go to Lonzo Ball, you go to their 3-point shooting percentage, and their shooting percentage in general. I mean, Lonzo Ball shoots 44.3% from 3. LeAngelo Ball averages 36% from 3, and Lemelo averages 34% from 3. The reason I use their 3-point percentage is because that's most of their percentage, like most of their percentage comes from a 3-point percentage, so that's why I'm using it. And Lemelo Ball, he averages less percent out of all the Ball brothers. Lonzo Ball, he's more of a passer. LeAngelo Ball is obviously their shooter, and so he should have a better shooting percentage. But then you have Lemelo Ball, who's known as a shooter / passer, who averages less than Lonzo and LeAngelo, and that's by 2%, and that's actually a lot of percent. That's like, I don't know, that's like 2 shots. It's crazy, but like, I mean, Lemelo Ball, if he's known to be like better and almost better than Lonzo, some people will say, how come he doesn't shoot better percentage or average more rebounds or barely average more assists if he's the point guard of the family, like the new point guard of the family? But now, besides just straight facts, because sometimes stats can't be, like, the only reason. Like, I mean, LeVar Ball, he's the GOAT, even though he only averaged 2.2 points per game. He was obviously still the GOAT. So stats don't mean everything. But then you get into his maturity and basketball IQ, mostly basketball IQ, because I can't really get on his maturity as he's only a sophomore in high school, but he should be a freshman because he skipped a grade just to play with his brothers. But, like, for one example, Lemelo Ball, he doesn't share the ball very well, and I mean, hell, he's a point guard. You're supposed to pass. He averages less assists than both brothers. Because that was just, like, from 2015. So, in 2015, Lemelo Ball averaged more assists. But in their career, LeAngelo Ball averaged, I think 1 assist more per game than Lemelo. And LeAngelo Ball's a shooter. He's not supposed to be passing the ball that much. But Lemelo Ball's a point guard. So, like, it doesn't make much sense. You're a basketball player who's a point guard who you're supposed to pass, but you don't. It doesn't make any sense. But then you have him also. That's not the only reason. He doesn't take the smartest shot. He takes shots that a 2-year-old would take, and not even like a toddler mind would think was a good shot. For example, he kind of takes extremely like timeline threes. That's his normal shot in the game. That's his go-to for some reason. Hey guys, just pass me the ball. I just took 3 steps from half court. Great shot. No one's defending me here for some reason. Couldn't imagine why. But another thing is he occasionally takes half court shots, and I say occasionally loosely because he takes them often. From you might be like, well, I mean, sometimes you have to shoot it. No, they're not buzzer beaters. They're freaking 8 minutes left in the game, or like just in the first half, 10 minutes in the first quarter, just shoots a freaking half-court shot, for no reason. And it worked out one time. He's been blocked a lot of times. One time he was playing the Compton Magic, he went for a half-court shot, he got blocked. How do you get blocked from half-court? That doesn't even make sense. That's how predictable you are and how bad of shots you take. But now it's something else that actually doesn't make much sense to me. Is because he literally plays no defense. Not usually what people get on Lemelo for. He doesn't put in much effort. He doesn't get that much defense. Blah 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 blah. But do you not know who Lemelo Ball is? Do you not know who the third of all the balls are? Lemelo Ball. All right, here is Lonzo Ball stats on defense: 1.8 steals a game, 6 rebounds per game, and 0.8 blocks per game. Y'all might be like, well, those aren't the greatest stats. Hold up. Then you have LiAngelo Ball, 0.7 steals per game, 1.7 rebounds per game, and only 0.1 blocks per game. Now, y'all might be like, well, that is awful. That's terrible. Okay, but then you have Lemelo. Now, tell me if LiAngelo sounds bad compared to this. Lemelo averages 0.6 steals per game. You know how LiAngelo actually averaged a rebound, almost 2 rebounds a game? Yeah. Guess how many Lemelo averages? 0.9 rebounds per game. He doesn't rebound to save his life. And 0.1 blocks per game, but that's kind of known. He's pretty short. But LiAngelo doesn't play defense? Doesn't really make sense to me. No, okay, don't get me wrong, Lonzo Ball actually plays the best defense, and he actually puts in the most effort, but then you have, LiAngelo and Lemelo, doesn't really, yeah, but then you're like, well, dude, LiAngelo looks like freaking Kawhi Leonard compared to Lemelo Ball. Lemelo, why does everybody get on LiAngelo's defense? When Lemelo Ball, he literally plays no defense whatsoever. It's the weirdest thing that people compare LiAngelo Ball to, it being trash on defense, but then they don't even talk about Lemelo because he puts up 92 points a game where he shoots 50 shots and freaking cherry picks the entire time. I mean, it's crazy. And then don't even get me on the fact that Lemelo can barely dunk. LiAngelo was dunking as a freshman. Lonzo was dunking as an 8th grader. Lemelo's dunking as a sophomore. I'm just saying. Now, do I think Lemelo will not make the NBA? No, I don't think he'll make the NBA. I think he'll be trash in college, because usually when you're shooting half-court shots, college teams usually don't prefer you to do that. And I'm just saying, not from personal experience, but from watching, usually I don't just see people pulling it from half-court. But there's another thing. Now, y'all might be like, dude, you can't really say he's shooting bad shots. I mean, dude, he's just a freshman pretty much. Come on, dude. No. You can't use that excuse. You can use that excuse in 6th grade, 5th grade, or 4th grade. But once you're a freshman in high school going into your sophomore year, tell me one other person shooting half-court shots on the regular in the middle of a game and shooting timeline shots in the regular in the middle of a game and getting blocked taking the half-court shots. Tell me one other person that does that. I mean, come on, man. No. No, you can't use that excuse anymore. He's dang near he's a sophomore. He has to lead Chino Hills. Chino Hills will not be anywhere as good as they've been past 4 years, 5 years now. Mark my words. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. And if you like this video at any point in time, hit the like button. Comment below what you want to see from me more, like what kind of sports videos you want, NFL, NBA, hockey, golf. No, golf's not happening. Occasionally some boxing, but that's pretty much my range. So comment below what you want to see, what type of video it is, like what sport you want me to make my next video on, and hit the subscribe button if you really liked me, if you really loved me. It would mean the world to me. But also, that's pretty much it. I don't know why I said also. So kids, remember, don't do your vegetables. Always eat your drugs. Stay safe. Wear your seatbelt. Goodbye.